Greetings and salutations. This is Imperator Vespasian and his trusty sidekick.
Hello.
Continuing with our Frostgrave stuff from whatever games we get it from. Was it? North Star. Right.
Oh.
These are from North Star. These are Frostgrave soldiers. There are two soldier boxes. There's the Soldier Box 1, which is this, and Soldier Box 2, which is the other one. And this one has men in it, and the other one has women in it. I presume someone complained, and so they made. So now you have armies that 50% of the army is women,
Right.
which is absolutely absurd. It was only a third in real life. From grave finds, we've out of all the soldiers we've found in Britain, a third of them were female. I suppose if barbarians are coming over the hill to burn your village, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, you just pick up a spear. Bad things are going to happen to you. Barbarians will do bad things. Therefore, everyone fights. You're all equal. Isn't it great? Yeah. So, this is the male soldier box with men in it. And we do comment on box art. That guy appears to be about to stab a ghoul in the face.
Yeah, and then there's like weird stuff in the background that definitely aren't human.
I think they're zombies, but that looks more like a ghoul.
I would like to mention that this group of people, they just left them two behind.
Yes, well they're probably at the front.
This whole group's been left behind. It's like a monk up there, like, oh god, no.
Yeah, I don't know what the wizard's doing. He's doing the clever thing, standing in the doorway, ready to shut it just in case. These guys appear to be at the front, so they're sort of, come on! And these guys are clearing up
And
in the
missed them
background.
all.
Yes, and that appears to be an elf. He does look very much like the elves.
Dwarf.
He's not a dwarf. Have you seen the dwarf box? It's not anything like a dwarf.
His beard is awesome.
He looks Russian. He's got
Looks
like
awesome.
a Russian hat on.
Ah, no, he reminds me more of Russians.
Yeah, although the Russians didn't use the flat top. This is fantasy, who cares? Right, so...
They've got like a million different types of hats. Literally everyone has different hats.
Oh, you actually do, yeah. I've already made one of some of these figures. Right, so, sorry, back of the box. Do apologise. Back of the box we have Bloke.
Robin Hood.
Bloke with Lantern, Robin Hood's mate, Friar Tuck, and Bloke. That's it, there we go, that was easy. So, here are the figures. Very much like the barbarians, whereas the barbarians are much more scruffy. These ones are slightly less scruffy. That's about it.
Slightly more put together.
Yeah, slightly better off. You'd think barbarians would have better equipment because they stole it from other people.
From them.
Yeah, they stole it from these guys. The barbarians are fighting these guys. So, yeah. When you said heads, yes, we have huge amounts of heads. As I said, buy one of each of these boxes, just on principle, and just use the heads, because the heads are great. You can use the heads for all sorts. That's the flat top head. That's the English helmet. So these must be from Northern Europe. Then you've got the Viking helmet, which is a bit out of place. Then you've got some sort of weird cultist head there. Weird sort of head. Then you've got Mr. Beard. That is in every single figure box I've ever bought, that Mr. Beard. That's the standard Mr. Beard. They use the same figure for everything. Weird guy with hood on. Girl who looks like Medusa by the look. This is the male box, isn't it? Look.
Philly.
Does that look like that?
That's not a woman. It's the guy with a cap on his head.
Oh, he's got one of those woolly hats. Oh, it's a woolly hat.
Oh my god.
Right, that's it. It's a woolly hat. Oh, that's it.
It's like saying some of the dwarves in the Hobbit are women.
Actually, how do we know that the dwarves in the Hobbit? Because Bilbo does point out that you can't tell dwarves apart, male and female. In fact, Gimli talks about you can't tell the difference between female dwarves, female dwarves.
He says, "Oh, is that your brother or something?" He says, "That's my wife."
Yeah, dwarves, man. Right, which is actually funny because in the 13th Warrior book, the dwarves were real. They exist. Basically, they're little people. What we call, is that racist now?
No, I'm a little person. It's fine.
What do you call munchkins? You know,
Munchkins.
You know, the people who played the Munchkins in the Wizard of Oz? What small people?
What about Oompa Loompas?
No, the guy out of the Tyrion Lannister.
What about Tyrion Lannister?
He's
Dwarves?
a little dwarves. Yeah, are we allowed to call them dwarves?
Yeah, because that's their name. They're dwarves.
I don't know.
Yes.
I feel that it might be racist. Anyway,
What do you mean?
it's speciesist or whatever. So anyway, dwarves when like up in north, you know, Viking lands, if you had a small person, you would give it to a small person family, and the small people were very good weaponsmiths apparently. Although the Viking word for weaponsmith is the same as trader. So they might have just been very good merchants.
Yeah.
We don't really know. But anyway, I forget where I was going with that.
Yeah.
There was a reason for that. Who cares? Anyway, let's.
Name for dwarves.
Yes, a name for dwarves. Yes.
Little people.
Yes, little people. Anyway, there is a dwarf box which I have not ordered yet. I've just ordered a load more boxes, which yesterday, and I didn't order dwarves because we're not doing dwarves and elves yet. We do have some dwarves though, don't we? We have some dwarves somewhere.
Do we?
Yes. Your other half was mesmerised by them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we do have dwarves. Right. So anyway, this isn't the dwarf unboxing. We'll get to that. We'll have to order dwarves now, won't we? Now here we have all sorts of weapons. That is a burning brand, which is awesome and completely fictional. You don't use burning brands in real life, but burning brands appear in films. You use that. That's a lantern. That's what you use, and it's oil fed, so it's an oil lantern, usually made out of sunflower oil or something like that. Because in real life, an open flame would set fire to your house, because you had a thatched roof, and all your clothing was made out of linen, and the roof, the house was made out of wood. All flammable. Not a good idea to have a burning torch in it. He also covered in castles. They covered the castle walls because it was freezing cold in castles. They covered the castle walls in carpets. Well, what we call carpets today, big, thick. What we would use as a carpet. They didn't have carpets. They wore carpets on walls because they were backwards, and we put carpets on the floor. And so they had these carpets on the walls. If you have a burning brand next to that, one spark, your whole castle goes up in flames.
That's like putting the carpet on the walls and then putting the wallpaper on the floor.
Well, they did put matting on the floor, sort of wicker mats.
Does that mean the floorboards go on the roof?
Probably, yeah. Oh, hey, look! If you had to have money to have floorboards, most people had dirt floors.
Oh.
I mean, you were really rich if you could afford a first floor. I mean, if you lived in the loft, you had to lay on a joist, and you had a rope up to the joist. Seriously, we were really backwards back then. It's surprising we made it this far. A thing I should note, equipment. Now you notice, you never get equipment. You usually get a few, maybe a sword for your belt, and maybe a pouch or something in one of these. These have a big sack you can carry over your shoulder. It's got a backpack there, and a stack of rope. And you know, ropes are very interesting, because ropes are awesome. Do you know how useful ropes are? You can do all sorts of things with a rope. Why doesn't every single figure have a rope? Because I'm sure people all carried a rope. It's like everyone would have carried a knife, right? Because they're unbelievably useful.
Yeah.
Like if you buy a pair of scissors from Tesco, you need a knife to open the packet because you can't get in it because it's sealed in plastic. So knives are really useful things. Of course, we can't own knives in Britain anymore. In fact, they just banned spoons recently, didn't they? So we eat with our hands now in Britain. Isn't it glorious? Right, then we have the weapons. Now we have an obligatory stick with nails in it, which is always good. 2 bows, 2 different crossbows, which are going to come in useful for our army, because crossbows are awesome. We didn't have muskets in these days, and crossbows are the nearest thing you could get to something that can kill an ogre. I mean, ogres are really annoying, and trolls take a lot of taking down, don't they?
Yeah.
Especially as they're really stupid and they might just wander off the battlefield So maybe they're not that bad, actually. Yeah. So head-wise, I've gone through the heads. What have I missed? Have I done everything? Yeah. Oh, lanterns. Lanterns. We have a lantern there, and we have a lantern there. Talking about burning brands, that's a figure I did up earlier. This is one of my guys. He has the rope on his back, a nice little sword, which is from the Gripping Beast stuff. You don't have swords in scabbards on these, so I've given him a Gripping Beast scabbard. He's got a burning brand in his hand, lighting the way. Hopefully he won't set his clothes on fire. And a nice little sword with a pommel. That's quite nice. I like that figure.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's the first one I did. It's the only one I've done, actually, so far. I did all the barbarians. I haven't done these yet. So, what else do we have? Oh yes, heavy weapons. We have the heavy weapon here, and the large battle sword, which is just absolutely massive. Huge thing. Yeah, then we've got shields. You were saying something about shields earlier, weren't you?
Yeah.
What was your point on shields?
No, there's certain armies rely on the shield like it's their life. Yeah, such as the Spartans.
Romans.
Use shields in Romans.
Massive
Greeks.
shield, yeah.
And then you have other armies which just don't have any armour, just run at people, throw stuff, and try and run away, will probably die.
Like your Vikings.
Yeah.
Well, the Vikings did have shields, but they didn't like fighting in...
Well, the thing is, no, because the skirmishers didn't.
No.
They just ran in, tried to loot as much as possible and run away.
Yeah, but your skirmishers are also your regular fighting troops. It's just you feel like skirmishing that day.
Raiding.
Raiding. Viking. They are a Viking. Translation of the word.
Raiding.
What about shields? Samurai don't have shields, but they do.
They do. Their armour is...
Their armour is the shield.
Yeah.
If you notice when a samurai fights in real life, forget stupid films, they always have their shoulder... Yeah. Go on, you two.
When they swing, their shoulder has literally a shield that's made out of wicker in it.
It's got metal in it.
Yeah.
It's folded.
When they swing, it's as if you're holding a shield there.
Yeah.
So when the person swings back, it just hits your arm, which is a shield.
Yeah. It will deflect an arrow. It won't deflect. An arrow will stick in it. It won't go through. It's really it's strips of wood with metal plates inside, like fish scale plates, and then chainmail.
And then you have other armies that I think they're awesome, like the Persians, who make mass amounts of shields, but really bad quality.
Yes.
So a spear just goes straight through it.
Yeah, although Viking shields were very bad shields. They shattered regularly. If you read the sagas, shields were always breaking on the battlefield.
In the game of Vikings, though, their tactic is to run into you as fast as possible.
Yes.
So the shield is only supposed to take one hit.
Yes, you close distance because the shields were rubbish. Saxon shields were oak shields. They were oak shields with metal around the edges. And
yeah, the Normans won.
Yeah, the Normans won because they cheated, because they're filthy Normans. Yes.
They tricked us. They
yes.
Tricked us in the battlefield.
Evil Normans ran away because they're cowards.
And then ran back.
And then ran back because they were pretending. Seriously, and we'll never get over the Normans. 1,000 years later, and we're still griping about it. I wonder if it's 66 will be 1,000 years since the filthy Normans invaded us.
Yeah.
I wonder if there'll be some sort of big thing then. We'll all be dead by then. But I wonder if we'll have this big thing where we set fire to all the Norman buildings and wipe all the Norman names off of English history because, filthy Normans. Anyway, that's the unboxing for this. We've probably given them no information that's useful to them.
No.
But they look like that when they're done, so they look really cool. So buy them. They're awesome. I really like Frostgrave stuff.
I noticed.
Since we stopped buying... shop that has games in it for obvious reasons, the whole demonetization thing. We're actually be able to spend get a lot more figures for our book, haven't we?
Yeah.
In Samurai and this. It's all been fun. So that's it. Outro thingy.
If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe, and comment down below what you think of the Frostgrave soldiers.
These guys.
That's everything from me.
And everything from him. Goodbye.
Bye.
Oh yeah, and thanks for watching and all that stuff.
Man.